So welcome back to the channel Tech and Gaming Reviews. So I know this is going to be a little bit strange for basically discussing about a game that was actually released exactly 2 years ago from right now. And we're going to be discussing about a missing feature that is on one console and not on the other. And the consoles that we are going to be discussing about are going to be the enhanced last generation consoles, meaning it's going to be about the PS4 Pro and as well as the Xbox One X. This is not going to, however, include the OG based Xbox One or based PlayStation 4 or even the current generation, PlayStation 5, Series X, or even, and to an extent, not even the Nintendo Switch or PC versions, just the enhanced PS4 Pro and Xbox One X versions. Now, this game was actually released as a, definitive edition of each of the three classic Grand Theft Auto games, GTA 3, Vice City, and of course, as one of the most fan favorite games still to this day, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Now, there is a feature that is on only one of the consoles, and that, however, it being the PlayStation 4 Pro. And that feature, if we right now go to the pause menu, swing on over to the graphics, you can see that there is a fidelity option, meaning that you could play the game at its most beautiful, clean, crisp 4K, quality on fidelity mode. And you have the option to change also to performance mode. This, however, is not indeed on the Xbox One X, however, which is kind of a bit strange if you really honestly ask me, because the Xbox One X, however, is actually a more powerful, beefier console than the PlayStation 4 Pro. So it's kind of a bit weird and very odd that they were able to get this game to have a graphics and a performance mode on the less powerful PlayStation 4 Pro console, but instead not on an Xbox One X. Now, we don't necessarily know the, limitations of the Xbox One, just the Xbox One generation, like altogether, because of the OG Xbox One, being less powerful than a base PlayStation 4, and because they were able to do more because of the more powerful OG PS4. Now, we don't know, exactly, what they were able to do, but it still is very, very fishy that they actually didn't include a performance mode or a fidelity mode on the Xbox One X, which is more powerful than a PlayStation 4 Pro is. However, it's actually, almost to be exact, it's literally like if you compare frame rate and 4K resolution, you can basically say that the Xbox One X is basically almost as powerful, technically more powerful than an Xbox Series S, and they were actually able to get those options on the less powerful Xbox Series S console, and for some reason them getting it on a PS4 Pro, but however not an Xbox One X. It's just a little bit really strange and honestly very, very fishy if you really ask me. Now, there is the whole disaster that this game was indeed released, rushed and had a lot of bugs and some glitches on, some character models, especially on Ryder's coat and arms on San Andreas and all that good stuff. And it had some frame rate issues, especially on the Nintendo Switch, which we still have not got. We still have not forgotten about those bugs that this game basically did have when it first came out. But it is still very, very odd that there is one of the enhanced last generation features, but yet the more, advanced, more powerful one being the Xbox One X, for some reason does not have the performance or graphical fidelity options, even though it is more powerful than a PS4 Pro. Not by a lot, but there's it could do 6 teraflops of compute power, whereas the PS4 Pro is only basically capable of 4.2. So yeah, so we don't know exactly like what caused it to be like this, or maybe Grove Street just was basically more focusing on the PlayStation versions because Rockstar was actually very, very close with Sony, and I still kind of think that they honestly are still very close with Sony, and they were probably, maybe this is a feature for basically PlayStation 4 owners, well, basically PlayStation 4 Pro owners, and they didn't, they decided that, like, well, there's not going to be as huge of an audience playing on the Xbox One version like the PlayStation 4 version. So there's a lot of weird things that could possibly happen with this. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's still really freaking weird and very, very fishy and odd to see that even a, PlayStation 4 Pro that's slightly less powerful than an Xbox One X have more features than even the Xbox One X. Now, these features are basically all included in both the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, and even the Xbox Series S, however, has performance and fidelity options. But having it on a PS4 Pro and not an Xbox One X, which I know for a fact that the Xbox One X could easily handle a performance and a fidelity option. Like, the Xbox One X is definitely more powerful and more capable enough to basically having those modes on some 3 classic open world GTA games. Like there's just no other way around it. The Xbox One X could easily 100% handle having a performance 60 FPS mode just like the PlayStation 4 Pro kid. So I think it's probably weird, and I think that Grove Street, because of the fact that they rush these games, they probably were just like we mentioned, they probably were just like, well, there's not going to be that many people playing on an Xbox One, and there's definitely not going to be as many with a One X. So we'll just do the PlayStation 4 because we know that there's still a decent audience that has a PS4 Pro. And it's just bad. They left out the Xbox One X owners out there that could have had that for these 3 awesome classic remasters of really awesome classic GTA games, especially some of still today's most fan favorite GTA games still ever released. So yeah, it's just a really weird situation, I think, basically putting that on a less powerful PlayStation 4 Pro and not an Xbox One X, when the Xbox One X could easily handle a 60 FPS performance mode, just like if the PlayStation 4 Pro can. So yeah, I think Grove Street basically was lazy, and they basically didn't want to do as much work as they possibly could, considering that this game got released for the last gen consoles and the current generation consoles, and they just wanted to leave, out one of those consoles, basically being the Xbox One X fans out there. So it's very, very weird, and it's so strange that that's actually what they did. But yeah, I figured I'd just make a quick video showcasing you and letting you know that if you have the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy on the Xbox One X, you're basically only playing it at 4K or whatever, some sort of 4K at 30 FPS without having a performance 60 FPS mode, when you got the PlayStation 4 Pro basically having that. So yeah, So I hope you guys enjoy this video of us telling you of a feature missing out on the GTA Trilogy, the definitive edition on the Xbox One X, whereas the PS4 Pro basically has. And honestly, yeah, I just think Grove Street basically was just lazy in this perspective, and they didn't want to, do as much work as they could to, giving everybody on each individual platform the best experience that they could possibly had. And honestly, I think because of them rushing the game out, that's also another big reason also. So yeah, it's just very, very weird and very odd and such, but I figured I'd make this a very quick video to let you guys know that if you are playing on one of the enhanced last generation consoles and you didn't know about this, yes, the Xbox One X does not have a performance option to play at 60 FPS, whereas the enhanced PlayStation 4 Pro actually does. So, yeah, it's very, very fishy and it's so strange, but I figured I'd let you basically know that do have this game. So, with that being said, that pretty much is going to do it for the video for today. So, I hope you enjoy the video. If you guys could smack that like button and also be sure to hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment down in the comment section down below if you have this game for your PlayStation 4 Pro or your Xbox One X and you are basically didn't know about the Xbox One X not having a performance option like the PlayStation 4 Pro does. So yeah, just leave us your thoughts down in the comment section down below and hit that like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and we will see you also on the next one. So, peace out. We will see you on the next one.